Okay. Who was your inspiration whilst you were growing up? I can't, when I get asked that question, I can't really seem to think of one person that I would say was an inspiration. I used to love watching all their back in the day programs like Smash Hits and all of that, and just thinking, wow, that's what I want to do. And I suppose you get inspiration from everywhere, you know, every type of artist inspires you. On a personal level, I would say my mother. So yeah.
Got another question from the chat. Kieran Bryan asks, what song makes you feel better on a sad day?
Oh, that's a good question. I think pop music makes you feel better on a sad day. But no, it depends what mood I'm in. I tend to have sad albums as opposed to sad songs. So I would put on an upbeat album. Yeah, I love Beyonce's album. B-Day always gets me in a good mood. Still now, that whole album. Yeah, I've got like a thing at my house which is called a jukebox, and it's just a button that I press and I can put random songs on. Just music in general, I think, lifts your spirits. Very powerful. Shall I move on?
Move on.
Why you keep laughing?
There's some of the questions that are coming through are really, really funny. Alex asks, Snog, marry, avoid, Simon, Louis, Danny.
Ooh! Okay, so we'd have to go. Wow. Avoid.
Snog, marry, avoid.
Snog, Danny. Kind of like to avoid the other two, but I could not bear being married to Simon Cowell, because you wouldn't get a word in. One, you wouldn't get a word in edgeways. Two, he would always be right. And three, it's enough just sitting next to him on a weekend. So I would say I'd have to marry Louis. Really? Not really. But just because it would be comfortable and nice, and yeah, he would make you a nice cup of tea. That was a hard one. Okay. How do you deal with the pressure when in front of a big crowd? Right. So, when it's a big crowd, in terms of if it's on the tour and it's the first night, you normally feel a lot of pressure for the first night because you want to deliver an amazing show to the fans. And, you know, it's been like a pressure cooker for weeks because we've all been rehearsing and it's come to this one night. But I love it. That's part of the buzz of it all. There's different measures of pressure, like when I go up to my hometown and it's me friends and family, that's again a different type of pressure, but I think I deal with it quite well. Or I'd like to think I do, and especially when I'm with the other girls, because I almost feel like if I can be responsible for them, I take the pressure off myself a little bit. So I like to feel responsibility, and then I don't feel as pressured, and I like to think that I deliver under pressure, because that's what I love doing.
Cool. We've got another question from the chat. A lot of people have asked this actually. Are you doing a solo tour?
There's nothing, I haven't even, God, I can only hope that people like the album first. So there is no talk of a solo tour. If people love the album as much as they seem to love the single, then I hope so. I would love to do some gigs. Definitely. There is no talk of it yet, but we'll see. If you all enjoy the album, fingers crossed, then yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. I'm so useless with technology. I can't even press the button the right way. If you could go back in time and change anything, what would it be and why? And that's from Sam. Looking very smart there in your picture, Sam. No, I wouldn't change anything, because I think everything happens for a reason, and you should learn from things that happen, and you shouldn't have regrets. So I would be giving you false information if I said I would change anything, because I wouldn't. Maybe sometimes you wouldn't like things to be how they are, but they make things the way they become. Everything happens for a reason, I promise you. I've gone back again, sorry.
Actually, we've got a live question, quite a good question here. If you could only listen to one band or artist for the rest of your life, who would it be?
If I could only listen
to one band for the rest of your life?
That's out of order. Beyonce. I think she would fulfill everything that you needed, really. She would give you them, because me personally, I love watching like massive performances with, you know, all the dancing and the pyrotechnics and all of that. And she could do that, but she can also give you those spine-tingling, emotional, ballady moments. So I think she would be pretty fulfilling, but I would hate it if you could only listen to one artist for the rest of your life. It's like torture. Is this question from you, Will?
It actually is, yeah, that's me.
Who is your favourite? It doesn't look like you used GHDs on your hair or something.
Yeah, it's a couple of years old, that picture.
Who is your favourite famous Geordie? I would say Ant and Dec. That's two.
Oh, that's nice.
But I love them.
Yeah.
I really love them. And I love Alan Shearer. And I love Sting.
Good
Could go
choices.
on. But thanks for the question, Will.
Oh, pleasure.
What is the best advice you give to a new female band on the music scene, and do you miss Newcastle? That's from In Stereo. What is the best advice? The best advice I could give you is you need to find something that is different from anything else that's going on. So, for example, if somebody came out at the moment that looked like, dressed like, and sounded like Justin Timberlake, like, nobody's going to take much notice because we've already got a Justin. So you need to kind of fill a void, you know, something that's not happening, and make it exciting. Just something fresh. Everyone's always looking for something different, and it's so hard anyway, being a girl band and trying to, this industry full stop's hard to make it into. So if you're coming with something that's happening, you're going to find it harder. If you're coming with something that's fresh, that's the easiest way forward. I would say just find yourself your own little groove, and good luck with it all. I hope it goes well. Lucy. Looks like she's blown a kiss on a picture. How do you give your hair so much volume and make it last the whole day as well? L'Oreal Elvive.
Very good.
Because you're worth it, Lucy.
Beautiful. I've got another a question that's come in on the live chat. Do you have a TV guilty pleasure?
I certainly do. It's fast becoming John and Edward. No, The Hills. The Hills and The City. And I'm over the moon that this series is back to back. So I get home after X Factor on a Sunday. I Sky Plus'd it, and I watch The Hills and The City back to back to wind down. Nice Sunday evening. Nice bit of drama. Take it off your own life.
That was from Naomi, by the way.
Thanks,
Sorry,
Naomi.
Forgot to mention that. There's another one from Sarah. What's your favourite memory since working on the X Factor?
It has got to be Alexandra singing with Beyonce. I mean, that moment, and especially because it was everything coming to a head. It was the final, and it was everything we'd worked towards for the past few months. It was coming to the end of my first experience, and she was incredible. Like that feeling, that rush, would you say, of just being proud, relieved, happy, sad, everything all just came to a head at that moment in time. So that is definitely one of my best moments, my best moments so far.